Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Had a few technical difficulties here today, so we're running a bit late, but we do have a big jobs number coming up in about 7 minutes right now. We'll wait to see what happens with that. The futures are trading up 4.5 points here ahead of the jobs number. Joel, what's your take here?
Yeah, we are. We're making a new high for the move. 1543.50 is a level that you got to keep an eye on. That's been the overnight high. And also the old high is 1540. That's support. So all things good to go north as of right now.
And your financials were in moving around a lot last night. They had the stress test results coming up. Some of your financials trading up, some of them trading down. The one that's been up the most this morning is Citigroup. It is trading up about 80 cents right now at 45.85. That's making a new 52-week high here as well. You can see on the stress test results last night, it got as high as 46. What is that? 46.30, Joel?
It got up to 46.35.
46.35. So they also requested, we were telling our live listeners a few minutes ago, they also requested a $1.2 billion stock buyback to the Fed. So that hasn't been announced yet, but it's been requested there. They're hoping, obviously, to buy back some stocks. So obviously Citigroup is looking a lot more in a lot better shape than they were a few years ago, and the stock price is showing it.
Yeah, well, really, it's trading at $4.58.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually,
you know,
yeah. Was it 20 for one or was it 10 for one? I think it was 20 to one, Joel, wasn't it? Or was it 10 for one?
it was 10 for one because it got back over 5 and then
Okay,
just
it was 10
peeled.
for one. It
So
was AIG that had the 20 for one reverse split. So yeah, so it's
correct.
actually trading about $4.50. So it's really hard to get excited about this if you bought this thing 5 years ago. And you can say some people would
Right.
say, and you get that all the time. People come and say, oh, $45. Oh, Citigroup's all the way back. No, it's not. They did a 10 for one reverse split. Took away 90% of your shares. So that's a bunch of BS. J.P. Morgan is also trading down here on their stress results. Joel, it's trading down about 90 cents. A big move for JP Morgan, 49.73 pre-market.
Yep. They did not like the results of that stress test. Just got a recent low in the stock here at the 49.66 level. Let's take a quick look at the dailies here. Was just busting, breaking out, heading for the $51 level. I see some minor support here at 49.31, but really looks like we could come back to test the $49 level.
You got Bank America trading up just about a penny right now, 12.27. So Bank America kind of quiet here. Pre-market action, it's been bouncing around a little bit, but not nearly as much. Citigroup's been the real mover here this morning, and J.P. Morgan's been one of the bigger movers to the downside. Bank America has been kind of quiet here.
Quite the run here, though, in Bank America over the last four
Really
or
is
five
sneaky.
days. Yeah, what a major run. But let's just for that, I just gotta keep an eye on this 12.42 level. That's been the high of the move.
And 1250, I can see 1.5 million shares in the book at 1250. So that's obviously a big number. This obviously some big institution dumping a huge block there at 1250. Could give you some initial resistance, especially if the jobs number is good and it starts to rally up. I'd look for resistance in the 1240s. As you know, those high freaks like to lean on that size. Goldman Sachs trading down here about a buck and a half, Joel. 155.05 is where it's trading right now after closing at 156.62. That's on their stress test results as well. Troubles with the charts, I guess. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's
155.05.
bouncing around good. Did make a low at 154.80, so that'd be a level to keep on 25 cents away from there. Looking at the dailies here, recovered after breaking under 150. Boy, I tell you, it's spotty here. I'd see a double bottom at 152.80 if this thing really goes into the reverse. But unless we have a terrible jobs number, I just see this just hanging out between 154 and 156.
And Morgan Stanley, Joel, if you bring up the chart here, just bring up the Morgan Stanley, it's almost identical looking. You can see how these two stocks are really starting to track each other. They always did, Goldman and Morgan. They're really starting to track each other now. The charts, if you put them on top of each other, virtually identical. Morgan Stanley trading down about 25 cents here this morning at 22.95.
Well, aren't they the only two investment banks we
Pretty
have
much,
left?
yeah.
They're
Well,
Bear Stearns and Shears and Lehman and whatnot.
they're
The stock has had a nice run. Took a dip on the stress test news. Has recovered nicely from making a low at 22 22.76. So look at that as support. If it takes out the 22.76 level, minor support at 22.41. But the major support comes in just under the $22 level.
We got a bunch of news stocks here, which we'll get to after the jobs number, but we're approaching the jobs number time. Maybe you can just go through a few of the Big Ten here ahead of this jobs number, just for our live listeners, and obviously,
Okay.
maybe you can go into Apple here, obviously, because Apple. It went down hard yesterday, got in that whole 420 area again, and it just continues to bounce out of that area.
Okay, yeah, Des, hopping off. Keep an eye. If we do go into reverse, keep an eye on 1537. That's a big level to keep an eye on.
So
on
Joel
the
will take you
downside.
through the Big Ten. I'm going to hop off for 3 or 4 minutes, trade this jobs number. We'll be back with you.
Guys, if you want to throw, guys or gals, if you want to throw any questions while I'm going through this segment, go right ahead here, since we're kind of doing things a little bit different today. Want to go to this Apple chart here. Haven't talked a lot about this in detail lately. You do have two highs here at the 435.19 to 435 and a quarter level. I think that's a big level to keep an eye on. I think we bust above there. We definitely have some real estate up on the upside. Little resistance at the 5-day high at 438.18. But man, I just think this thing is winding up here. Longer term, we still have all that major support between 418 and 420. I'm also wanting to talk about XOM. Did not see any news on this stock yesterday, and I just was trying to figure out what happened. We just had several closes right around the 89.40 to 89.60 level. I believe when I was doing the numbers, 5 out of 6 closes in that area. Opened up right there yesterday and sold off pretty hard. Closed it up. The number, they like the number. We got a rally, 1547. Good number. Nice pop off. We got a rally going here, folks. It doesn't look like anything's going to deter this bull market from going higher here. We got a spike up to 1547.75. Getting a slight pause here. I guess you got to look at major support now is that old double top at the 1540 level. Jobs up 236,000. So things are rolling here as long as we stay above 1540. Going back to some of the Big Ten here, looking at the Goog Monster, been taking a little bit of breather here after making new all-time high at 844 just a few days ago. For you guys trading the Goog Monster, you got to be aware of this triple bottom here, 828.90 to 829.58. If you're playing this on the long side, that's your level you got to look at. You fall below that, and you don't see much support until you fill the gap at the 822.84 level. So Goog, as long as we hold above 829, we're looking good. Another stock that's been a high flyer, refuses to give in, is Netflix. Put something out a few days ago about it cranking through this 175.5 level. Got to 176.16 yesterday. Rebounded again. You really can't look for a retreat in this stock until you take out that 175 level. We're still $7 away from it now, so doesn't look like there's any need to worry yet about that stock. Facebook broke through that $28 level. You had 4 tops between 28 and 28.20. I noticed that late in the day, the thing just caught on fire here. Finally got through that 28.20 level, broke out, closed near the high of the day. So looks like Kramer had a delayed effect on his show. It didn't happen much that day yesterday, but we're getting some follow through today. Next major level to look here at Facebook is a double top you had from 29.05 to 29.08 on the 19th and 20th of this month. Looking at some of the other stocks here in the Big Ten, Chevron Corporation, new all-time high for that stock yesterday. And we're trading above it right now, and 119 is what we've hit in the pre-market. Very minor support at the old double top, 118.78 to 118.89. Looking at the intraday chart, just one spotty trade there at 119. I don't know if there's anything in the book there. Nice round number after this monster run.
I am back
That this
with you there
stock
too,
has.
Joel. Now just got back here on Chevron. I can tell you there's 90,000 shares at the 119 level, so that's going to be initial resistance here for the stock this morning. If it gets through there, obviously it can continue higher. We did get a spike on the jobs, like Joel said. We spiked up actually to 1550, 350, so up almost 11 points. We have pulled back. We're trading almost where we were before the jobs number, up only 6.5. A lot of times, what you do see on these jobs number, if you bring up the pre-market chart, Joel, they can see it on their chart too, yeah, on the ES3 there. Obviously, well, that's always gets you that ES3 on the trade station. Here we go. So, anyways, you can see, bring up the pre-market chart. We'll talk about the action. Yeah, the big spike up, and then obviously the spike back down. Now, obviously, just trading that 1544 area if you're quoting the ESM3. So basically, you had a little bit of a whipsaw. A lot of times, you'll see the initial pop, a pullback, and then sometimes a continuation of the move. So it wouldn't surprise me if we actually did continue to drift higher here. Uh,
Did the stocks pop too, or was just all in
Sometimes they do.
futures?
You know, it's so quick though. This time it wasn't really. It popped, and then so some of them obviously they all pop a bit, and then they kind of just peel back. And obviously, some of them don't respond that much because a lot of times there's not that big of a pre-market in these things yet either. So there's just a lot of people not really making a call there yet. Maybe some bids come in, but they probably don't get hit. So, but there was there's sometimes some opportunity around those jobs numbers. Do you want to move into the new stocks here now, Joel? I didn't want to interrupt you, but
No, no, no. Yeah, we finished up with the Big Ten. So go ahead, Dennis. Just
let's go into the news stocks. Let's start with Pandora because Pandora Media is trading up enormous here. They were up huge last night after hours. They
wow.
beat they lost 4 cents, supposed to lose 5 cents. The guidance was pretty good for 2014, seeing losing a nickel to making a nickel, and they were supposed to lose 2 cents, so they may actually make some money. Revenue was good. Total listeners are up 42%. Total listener hours were up 42%, and the CEO Joe Kennedy is stepping down. So there's a lot of news on this. Market's obviously interpreting it well because you got Pandora breaking out here.
A huge move
Oh,
for this
huge.
money losing company here. Initial spike 1480, and then you got to pull back all the way under the $14 level. Now, once you get a pullback like that, you kind of expect the high to be in here, but this is crept up all morning here, and we come back and we made a new high at 1489. So I'm thinking this 1489, nice round number like 15. I mean, that's got to be resistance. I mean, the stock being up 24% in the pre-market. I'm sure some of our short traders are licking their chops here. Just a ridiculous move. Just keep an eye to confirm this $15 level. We had 15 and a quarter was the high in March of 2012. That must have been right near the IPO. No, even
Oh yeah,
IPO
I
higher
put a
than
lot higher
that.
than that.
So 15 to 15 and a quarter. If it trades over 15 and a quarter, then I'll subscribe to Pandora
Just, you
tomorrow.
never know. It's moved up here quite a bit here, so don't say it can't. But I agree with you. It's a pretty big number there. Herbalife, bring up the chart HLF because Icon raising his stake now up another couple percent to 15.5% of the stock he owns right now. He is trying to press Ackman. Zero Hedge had a great write up there on Zero Hedge there last night, just basically calling him the Ikenator, that he will keep seeking Ackman and looking to destroy Ackman and don't and basically piss off a billionaire on live television, especially one that gets cranky like Icon, because he is out here just to beat up Ackman in this. He knows Ackman's short. He's going to continue to probably press him. He's trying to obviously push the stock and get as much stock as he can, so hopefully to create some type of short squeeze in which Ackman may potentially have to cover.
Right. Just for a note for our traders, this was an Ackman an Icon day too.
They're all
when he
icon
made
days.
it.
This is all icon
Yeah.
or traded basically now,
Well,
Herbalife.
this is what I mean. He made one of his announcements that pop up, and then it, proceeded, that they had also had earnings that day too, and it popped up and sold off here. So now you're getting a similar effect, not up as much. Let's keep an eye on the 42.50 level. That's what we hit in the pre-market. If you get immediately follow through the 42.50 area, look us to migrate back up to 44. If not, and this is just another BS move, by Icon, then I think we could just open up and drift back up. Maybe perhaps get to the close, which was also a triple top there, 41.69. 41.69 was the high from yesterday, and 41 was the close.
Lots of other stocks here in the news. Foot Locker had earnings here this morning, 73 cents against estimates of 73 cents.
Ooh.
Revenue beat by a bit, 1.71 billion versus 1.69 billion, but the shareholders obviously not excited with the report. This thing now trading down significantly here this morning. It's down almost $2, trading at 33.58 after closing at 35.31. So actually 33.75 was the last tick, but this stock getting beat up here this morning.
Yeah, I
Getting
mean,
kicked.
you could say there might be a temporary bottom here because that's all it is temporary. 33.60 has been the spike, getting a small bounce off that. Big move down for Foot Locker here. Let's go to the dailies to
33.
try and find. Ooh, look what we're finding here, Dennis. Just below this area, you come into major support. At 33.95 to 33.98.
No, I'm looking below that. We're 33.75. I'm looking at that $33 level there, Joel. I think
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was quoting.
33.04 was the
There
low
you
on
go.
February 27th.
That's what he meant. He was getting his handles mixed up there again. You got to watch that Joel guy. $33 is absolutely enormous on this stock. Obviously, if you go back even further than that, you can see we kissed 33.01 on January 15th of this year too. So basically 3-4 times we found support in this area in the past. 32.84 was the low, that little low that's through the 33 on February 26th. So if it started to cut below the 32.84 is probably where I'd get a little bit nervous if I was trying to pick a bottom in this Foot Locker stock. And Taylor, ANN, also reporting earnings here this morning. They beat 5 cents against estimates of 1 cent, 607 million million dollars in revenue versus 617 in revenue. So the revenue is a bit light, but man, the stock popping here on this report. This is a big move. I was looking back at the charts from the last year or so, and it had a big move like 6 months ago off an earnings report too, and it looks like it's doing the same thing here this morning.
Yeah, 32. What we hit in the pre-market, I've got a slight pullback under the $31 level, so it looks like you should have some pretty good action between 31 and 32. Looking at the longer-term chart, this stock has not been doing too well here since September. Starting to recover a little bit. You did have a top at 32.80 back in, well, not too long ago on February 8th. So continue in the rally mode through the $32 level. 32.80 would be a level to keep an eye on, up to the $33 level, which was the high at the end of January.
Mickey D's same store sales minus 1.5% against estimates of minus 1.6%. This stock absolutely flying here this morning. You got to maybe go up to the pre-market chart there, Joel, because that's some weird chart there. There you go.
Whew.
Yeah, McDonald's absolutely flying here, trading $99. Now I'm going to tell you $100 is absolutely enormous. If this continues, which I think it's a little bit overdone already, I got to think major resistance in the upper 99s as you get to a big number like $100 on McDonald's.
Eating a lot of Whoppers lately or something?
Whoppers? I don't know if anybody's
Not
eating
Whoppers,
Whoppers.
I mean
Maybe Big Macs there, but
yeah.
Big Mac attack.
99.15 is what we've hit in the pre-market. Everything's going good for Mickey D's here. On the weeklies, we had some highs at 99.50 back in April of 2012. So let's keep an eye on that level.
Other stocks here, Tiffany's, TIF getting downgraded to sell by Canaccord. That's trading down here this morning. Not on a lot of volume, but is trading down. It's always, when you get the sell word in there, it always seems to give it a little more oomph to the downside. And Tiffany's is trading down here significantly. $70 it's offered at right now, closing at 70.88. So here's a company, I don't know, I didn't read why they downgraded. Maybe it's a valuation play because Tiffany's been breaking out to new highs. So interesting that you come out with a sell rating when a stock's been moving higher.
Yep, 70's low in the pre-market. I mean, for $70 stock, it's down 73 cents, so that's not a huge move.
But there's no the bid's down at 69.11 too though, so you still got a buck spread in that. So that's offered at 70, could look even lower than that because the best bid's at 69.11 right now. Yeah, quite a bit of air because we've had a hell of a run here.
Yeah, if you see something between 68 and 70, you let me know because 67, 66 was a low on March 4th. So continues in the sell-off mode. We'll look for support at 67.44.
Smithfield Foods, SFD, had the earnings yesterday. Obviously got the big pop. More news for the stock here this morning. Wow. They received a letter from Continental Grain requesting the company split into 3 separate units. That's why you're seeing a continuation of this move from yesterday on the possible split up of the company. Now this is just a request from, not from the company itself, so note that. But obviously, you got some shareholders there that are looking to possibly, want the company to do some action.
So when do shareholders know more about the company than the company itself?
I don't know. They're all taking a page out of Icon's books because Icon doing it with Dell. There, we can get to that in a second too. Basically, saying, "Oh, I own this stock, and this is what you got to do," and trying to control the company more than anything. Yeah, but Smithfield Foods, the shareholders are benefiting. The short-term ones here, anyways, because stock's trading up a buck.
Yep, 25.76 is what you hit in the pre-market, just kind of floating around 25.58. This is coming in uncharted waters here. 25.03 was yesterday's high, so we'll use that as support. Looking at the longer-term chart, blowing away the weekly here. Let's see what we've got anything going on in the monthly.
Blowing away everything.
Smithfield Foods on its way. Can't find any resistance.
No, it just keeps...
I'm raising my price target to 1,000.
These food stocks, man, these food stocks have all just been moving and marching. You take a look at, obviously Heinz got bought out by Buffett, but we were saying even on that day, when you get a big, takeover and on a food stock like Heinz, it's going to be continuation, upward pressure in the other stocks. So for you swing traders, you got to note these for next time. When you get, somebody buying, you got Kroger's been marching up, KR, Smithfield Foods obviously has been marching, Conagra, CAG has been marching too. All these food stocks have just been basically taking off, even ever since, even Campbell's Soup, although it's had the last couple of days. But they're all GIS. Every food stock is like right near the highs here. All the charts look the same. They just continue to move. Are the moves extended and overdone? Probably. But I mean, we're in a bull market right now, so stuff tends to get overdone. Overall market thoughts here, Joe. We're running out of time. We better go back to the market here. What's your take? We're down up 7 points here now. The jobs number was pretty good. We'll let Joel get the chart up there. Jobs number was pretty good. We are trading up here again, making new highs on the move. Is anything going to derail the bull?
15.47.75. We're $3 away from that. So look for a rally up to that level. Take it out in the pre-market, after the 9:30 open and continue to rally. That's what you need. If not, you might get a little profit taking here and fall back down to the support at 15.40. That was the old double top. So that's the levels to keep an eye on for right now.
Well, that's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading day. Have a great weekend. We will be back with you guys on